Well, hey, everybody. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Cincinnati Reds Daily on YouTube, CincinnatiRedsTalk.com. Wherever you're here, thank you, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. But guess what? The Reds have signed an outfielder. The Reds have signed an outfielder. Can you believe it? After all the offseason talk, the Reds have went out and signed an outfielder. It may not be Luis Robert. It may not be a trade for Taylor Ward. It may not be Teoscar Hernandez, but the Reds signed an outfielder, and I think it's a pretty good signing. Let's just dive into a little bit in the article about Ken Rosenthal, that Ken Rosenthal put out, a little bit about the signing, and then I'll go into a little bit what people are saying. The Cincinnati Reds continue to add to new manager Terry Francona's roster. They've reached an agreement on a one-year, $5 million contract with free agent outfielder Austin Hays. The deal includes $1 million in incentives and marks the latest veteran addition to the Reds, who earlier this offseason signed free agent reliever Brent Suter, traded for right-hander Brady Singer, catcher Jose Trevino, and second baseman Gavin Lux. Here's an interesting thing that I didn't actually know about Hays from last season. Hays, 29, was diagnosed with a kidney infection last September. His test results had indicated he had been ill for an extended period, perhaps the majority of time he spent with the Phillies after they acquired him from the Orioles. The infection, Hays said, was the hardest thing I've ever gone through. His symptoms included heaviness in his legs, pain in his lower back, and floaters in his eyes, as well as brain fog that would disrupt conversations with his wife and teammates, causing him to forget what he was talking about, leaving him unable to respond. So that's a little bit what Hays was going through at the end of last year. Over his career, Hays has kind of mashed left-handers. He's done pretty well against left-handers over his career. On Base Machine, you can find him on Twitter as Reds fan Brandon. He says, I like Hays as a lefty masher. 354, 404, 537 with a 167 WRC plus against left-handed pitching last year. And he has a 120 WRC plus against left-handed pitching again in his career. So really good things. Again, that's someone that can come in and destroy left-handed pitching, which is a great thing for the Reds. He's also decent against right-handers. Over his career, he slashes 277, 331, 469 with 73 extra base hits against left-handed pitching. So again, really good against left-handed pitching. Clay Snowden on Twitter, he says, I like it. Career 800 OPS against lefties, 719 OPS against righties, which is right around league average. A little higher in some years, a little lower in some years. I think he could see his power play up in Cincinnati. Pull hitter who struggled with the moved back wall when he was in Baltimore. Low risk move at the very least can over a better baseline. Can be a better baseline versus righties than Fairchild. So again, a better version of Stuart Fairchild. You love to see that. And then the last one I'll talk about here, Bryce Spalding put out on Twitter. He has 1,502 plate appearances against right-handed pitching in his career. He has a 99 WRC plus. So for those who don't know what WRC plus is, a 100 is average. So he's basically average against right-handed pitching, which I think is good. Again, if you're taking him and comparing him to someone like Stuart Fairchild, he's much better against right-handed pitching than Fairchild is. And in his career, he has 702 plate appearances against lefties. I think I mentioned this already. 277 batting average, 800 OPS, 120 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. Bryce went on to say, Hayes is a quality player, provides a lot of thump versus left-handed pitching, and probably isn't going to be a massive drop versus right-handed pitching. He wanted Hays, and he thinks he's a great bounce-back candidate with something to prove. So that's the quick summary on Austin Hays. He was with the Phillies and the Orioles last season after being traded midway through the year. Obviously dealt with some health issues. I think it's a good signing. You're only paid $5 million for him. I like it. It's not the huge bat that some people wanted, but I think it does make the team better, which that's what you're going for after all. hopefully you made it all the way through this video. Like, subscribe, comment if you're here. As always, go Reds. We'll see you next time.